Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Thursday edition of a mini Sass, if you will. Many of you have asked for a tutorial on the head wrap bow that I posted about. I have done a video, but the thing of the matter is, I can't find the darn thing. So there's that. So we're going to be sitting back. I'm going to go over this tutorial one more time. I'm going to make sure it's up on the YouTube channel this time so that y'all can find it, because apparently I don't know what I did with the darn thing. Sorry, I've been MIA for the last couple days. I've been kind of just catching up with work and doing some in-house school. If you guys had seen it, I made my very first, right out of the gate, freestanding lace design, which took more brain power than I thought ever could be imaginable for a human being. But you know what? Lots of curse words and some test outs later. And well, here we are. So there's that. Before I get into this tutorial, just thank you guys so much for keeping up with the group and doing all the things, and for your orders for the holiday box. I thank you guys so much for that. I greatly appreciate you guys ordering the holiday box. A bunch of you did, so thank you so much for that. I will be away next week in South Carolina, where I'll be doing I can't say my first, because it's not my first. I did my first one in Jersey, but this will be my second on location live from someone else's shop. We're going to be doing all the things, and I will be live with Miss Beverly from D&B Blessed Creations. So I will be live with her in her shop. We're going to be learning some things. We're going to do some tutorials, go live. She can't wait. So there is that. Let's just get into some good old-fashioned crafting. So let's talk about the headband wraps. What they are is they're made of bullet fabric. You can find the bullet fabric in my Amazon store. Let me get over to there where you can get the linky link for that. You know, because I'm used to having people behind the helm, and well, you know, Nikki doesn't have anybody behind the helm today, and that's okay. So you can go there and you can find the bullet fabric. You can buy it by the yard. You can also buy it by, I think it's like 10 yards. I buy a ton of it. I will go over the sizing. So please go grab your notebook, grab a cup of coffee, go grab a beverage of your choice. I'm going to switch over to the cameras so we can just talk about it. Let me say hello real quick to everyone in the comments section. So good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Oh gosh, Mandy. So there is that. Thank you. I know. And you know what? That's got to be Mandy who's saying that, because why not? Anywho, so thanks so much for joining me on this mini Sass tutorial on headband wrap bows. Let me just switch the camera over. Do the thing. And there we are over there. Let me head on over. So one of the nice things about head wrap bows is they go from, you're able to make them from birth all the way up to toddler. Heck, even some grown adults like myself wear them. So there is that. Let me just get into logging in over here on the Book of Face here so that I can make sure that I see your comments. Okay, so some of the things that you're going to need for this is, I'm cheap. Okay, let's just call it what it is. I'm cheap. Okay, I can order off of Etsy. You can order the boards. You can even make your own boards. You can make your own boards out of just about anything, really. But I did this out of cardboard just to prove some points. So first things first, you're going to need a newborn size. Okay, the total dimensions you need is 6 inches plus 20. Now, the board itself, I'm going to give you the dimensions of each board so that you know how wide to cut these. Let me get my handy dandy ruler here. This one is 6 inches. So how did I come up with that? So the 12 inches is when you wrap it around. So it's 6 inches, and when you wrap it around, that's how I got the 12-inch. And then you add 20 inches to the fabric, okay? So write this down, write down. Board size is 6 inches wide, by however long you want it, that's up to you. The sizing you're going to need for your material is 20 inches or 12 inches plus 20. That's newborn, okay? So if you split this number in half, that's the width of your board. So the 13 inches is 6.5. So it's 0 to 6 months is 13 inches plus the 20. Okay. Then you have your 6 to 12 months. Again, if you split this in half, it's 7.5 inches wide. The board itself is 7.5 inches wide. You're going to need 15 inches, then add 20 inches for your bow. Now, child size is like your toddler size. These stretch, bullet fabric stretches a lot, okay? So child size is 16.5 with 20 inches, because I can't math today because, why not? You've got 8.25 inches here. All right, so you got 8.25. When you wrap it around is where you get your 16.5, right? And then plus your 20 inches. So let's do the thing, okay? First things first, I will always start out with a 30-inch. Let me go grab 1 second, and I'll go grab one of my other ones. Give me 1 second. Got to go into the cave of wonders here. The cave of wonders. All right. One that isn't all sorts of, come on, Charlie. Come on. My dogs have decided they need to come and visit mom because, why not? If they start barking, well, my husband will be here. So what you want to start out with is I cut this 5 inches wide. So this is 5 inches wide and it's 30 inches long. I cut it the length of whatever the width of the fabric is, and I just make slices because I'm going to make a ton of these. And if you end up with any overage, let's say you're making a smaller bow, keep these little pieces that are left because you can make piggy bows out of them and other bows. So you want them 5 inches wide. Now, I said to you, if we're going to make, we're just going to randomly pick a size. So for this, actually it's longer than 30 inches. Now that I think about it, it's 24. Here's 20. I think it is longer than 30. So it's 38 inches. Whatever the width is, it's 38 inches. Okay. So I'm going to do the 6 to 12 months. It's 15 inches plus 20. Okay. So I've got 15 inches. I'm going to just pinch it and give myself the 20. Okay. This isn't rocket science here. We're not reinventing the wheel. I don't want you guys to think that it has to be exact measurements. Could you leave that little bit on there? You can. You absolutely can. You're only going to cut it off later anyway. So we're just going to cut this off. Come on. There we go. Now, couple things when you're cutting your fabric, okay? Because depending on where you decide to put your bow itself, right? So I'm going to work on this side of it. Okay. Your bow is made up of 5 inches. Okay. So you want a 5-inch bow. But first things first, you want to cut off these corners. Okay. The reason for cutting off these corners is when you go in to make your bow, this way they don't peek out. So I like to start at the 20-inch mark, and I want to come down so it's 5 inches so that this ends up being a 5-inch bow. Okay. So now the measurements I gave you aren't for the bow, it's for the head size. Okay. So I incorporate how big the bow should be and then the added fabric. Okay. So we are at 20. We're going to bring this down to 5. Even if it overlaps a little, it's fine. We're going to take this and we're going to fold it again so it's in half. I'm doing this as slow as I can here. Okay. So now that we have that, I use these little rubber bands. You can use the clear, the white, the black. I have black just so y'all can see it. So, all right. Now, for every inch of your bow thickness this way, okay, you scrunch it up that many times. So this is 5 inches. I'm going to scrunch it up 5 times. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. take your rubber band. This is a no-sew project, no glue, no sewing. And you're going to wrap it around. The nice part about rubber bands is that it allows for you to sit here and fluff. We like to adjust. It gives us a little helping hand. Okay. Don't worry, I'll go over this one more time before we finish. Okay. And that's how you get that bow. I'll start it all over again. Okay. So when you're making the bow, you cut it whatever the dimensions are that I told you. Okay. You start it at your 20 mark, just because I like even numbers. And I'm going to come down to the 5 so that this ends up being a 5-inch bow. Okay. Just like this. This is 5 inches. We're going to fold this over. So this is another 5 inches. Okay. Give or take. Give yourself some grace and slack. It doesn't need to be exactly 5 inches. No one's gonna sit there and measure it. Trust me. And if they are, they got too many things on their plate to be measuring your stuff. Okay. So it's just a rough. Now again, it's 5 inches wide. So we're going to scrunch it 5 inches. Let me get my rubber band ready, because that's a thing. Okay. So 1 peak, 2 peaks, 3 peaks, 4 peaks, 5. So if you're making a 3-inch wide bow, you're only going to go 3 peaks or 3 little things. You're going to scrunch it around. I love bullet fabric because it subs so beautifully. Okay. You're going to flip it over. Okay. Peaks, valleys, peaks, valleys. Make sure it's pretty. You might want to go like this. And now she's perfect. Okay. Now this is where the fun becomes. So you want to take your bow and put it in the center. So far we're there? Okay. You're going to take this fabric. You're going to come around. You're going to come up and around. Hold on. I have to do it without thinking. Come up and around so that when you come in here, your fingers can grab this. And I totally did it wrong. Hold on. Up and around. There we go. Okay. So again, it's one of those processes you have to not think about it. So bring it here, come up, come back down the back side of it, come up through. Okay. Try that again. So here, grab it, come up underneath, come down the back side of it, and up through. Now, what you want to do is you want to be able to put this in between here. Okay. So let me just do it and then I'll re-explain it. Because it's easier than it sounds. Get fumble fingers out of the way. Hold on. Why is it when I have to go live to do this one, I always screw this up? Always. Always, always. Okay. Because I want to go live. And because I want this to be perfect. There we go. Okay. So once I get it through here, I will show you. We'll take it apart. I want to just make sure I got it on the right direction. When I have to go and explain something sometimes, it's not the easiest thing. You just kind of got to just do it. Once you get your method and everything's there, okay, perfect. You know why? Because I forgot to bring it up through the middle, you dummy. Hold on. Such a dumbass. Sorry. This is one of those lives, you're going to love it. Okay, ready? Come down and around and up. I forgot the up. Oh my gosh, I quit today. There we go. Down and around and up. I'm like, why does this look weird? I do, just to prove that I do these a lot. Okay, I do. I do these a lot. And it's just one of those things that I have to think about it. Bring it up. Okay, so now you've got your knot. All right. How embarrassing. Okay. Lay it down. Bring it around. Bring it down underneath so it's here. You're going to want to take this piece. Okay. Keep your bow. Take this piece and kind of fold it. You don't want a lot of bulk. You see where my thumb is? Keep your thumb there because you're going to want to come up here and then down underneath. So you got to come in from behind here. That's where I was missing it. Knew there was something I was doing wrong. Okay. And I will go through that again. Don't worry. I'm sorry. I do a lot of these. I hope you guys are entertained right now. Okay. And then you're going to want to pull this through. I'm not going to pull this tight just yet. So we're going to go do that again. My apologies. Just shows you that a lot of times when we make things, we do this mindlessly until someone says, hey, Nikki, will you teach me? And I go, yeah, sure, not a problem. And then I have to go, wait, what would I do again? Bring it in here. Okay. Make sure it's nice and tight. Center. Bring your fingers on either side. Take this, come up and around and down. Okay. Up, around, down. We'll go that again. Come up to the right side of the bow, come down back through the back side and lay it down. Okay. You're going to want to thin this out. Now you can cut this. A lot of people will cut it. I don't need to cut it. I just fold it. Now you see my thumb is still in the way. I'm going to come up and around because I want to shove this tail right where my thumb is. So I'm going to come around the back side of the bow and tuck it where my thumb was. Okay. And now what you're going to do is pull it really tight. And then you just sit here and you tweak your bow. Pull it. You're going to want to cut this off because I'll be using this. I won't cut it. But for the tutorial sake, you can at least hide it. And there you go. We'll go over it again, I promise. We'll go from start all the way to finish. So that's what it looks like when you have it. All right. So we're going to start all over again. I'm going to start with a clean one and we're going to do a different size. This time I will actually take one of these apart because it's the visual of the fabric that can sometimes also throw you off. So that's on the newborn. Take it all apart. So when you sublimate it, do you have to sublimate both sides? No, you don't have to. Okay. But again, the same philosophy works no matter what length you use. If this is 5 inches, you're still going to follow the same. That's where that 20 inches comes in. All right. So this is actually the size, the circumference of the child's head. This is the bow size. So that's where those numbers come in. Start again. It's your 20. Now, if you notice this angle of mine, I did a really hard, like a really nice hard angle on this one. So we're going to go at 20. We're going to make sure. And because I've already folded this, 25, good. And then 25 and or 20 to 15, good. Okay. Perfect. Now you're going to scrunch it up. Remember, 5 folds because it's 5 inches wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I want to fix that one. Okay. Take your rubber band, go around, and go around. And it's one of those things that you just got to remind yourself how you do it. Now, I will tell you a truth be told. That's a mock-up. The ones that are on there are mock-ups. I've managed to perfect my mock-up game. And there you go. The ones that you see on my webs or on the group page are a mock-up of one that I took a picture of one like this and made it into a mock-up so that it could be used. Okay, so now what we're going to do, come around here. Okay. Grab this, and because it is shorter, because I'd already cut it, we're going to go down, around the right side, down the back, and bring it down. Okay. It's okay that your cardboard bends. Then here's your thumb, okay, because you're going to need that thumb there to be able to bring this up. Now, pay attention. When you're looking at your pieces here, you want to move them so that the blank side is hiding on the inside. So you're going to tighten this up nice and tight. You're going to have a little bit more on yours because, well, I cut mine already. You're going to come up and around that center and then back through where your thumb or your finger is, okay? Through this bottom section down here. Okay, and pull it off to the side. Now what you're going to do is sit here and fluff and fold. Grab that tail, pull it so it makes your knot. What it's doing is it's making your knot super tight. And then you just sit and you play with your center, with your bow, whatever it may be. I mean, you don't have to. I had other bows. And there you go. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. That's how you make. This is for a newborn. They do stretch really well. But at the end of the day, that's where this is at. Let me just go check the comment section real quick. Just make sure I haven't totally lost everybody and confused them to no end. Hi there, hi there, hi there. Yes. So there you go. That's what it looks like when you are doing these bows. Now, if you're going to want to create maybe just a bow for the hair, and it's just a regular bow, I can show you that too. Let me undo this one. As soon as I can get the knot out. Let me tell you, when these knots are in here, they're in here. Now, when you're making your regular bows, you can do it to where you have it. Oh, that's with the zip tie. That's why I can't get that one. So you can zip tie them if you needed to. If you don't have rubber bands for whatever reason, you can zip tie them. I just like the rubber bands. So I'm going to take this rubber band off. Now, again, the same philosophy still holds. If I'm going to want about 20 inches for this bow, roughly. Okay. I'm winging it here. I just want you guys to know that you don't have to it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the thing. So if I go and I make sure, now for this one, I'm going to want to cut. I don't want to cut this end yet because that's what's actually going to knot around the back side of it. But I will cut this side and this side. Your angles are completely up to you. If you see that it's poking out, you might want to give this a sharper angle. So we're just going to come over and come over. All right. So now we have our bow. We're going to leave the tail. Sometimes you have a longer tail. I'm going to just show you. I probably cut this a little too short, but here we go. So again, where's my rubber band? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. Why is it the rubber band's got to be so stinking crazy? Let's try that while the rubber band's being dumb. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. See? Even us professionals make mistakes. Not a professional by any stretch. Okay. There you go. Now, you want to take your tail, bring it around, put your finger in the way. Okay. Bring it up and around. So you're on the back side. Okay. Again, you're going to want to fold it. You might want a longer of a tail than what I had, but my finger is going to be in the way for this. Wrap it around the back, and then you're just going to shove it through this hole. where your finger is. You'll be able to fix it. Don't worry. If you have a longer tail than what I have, then what you're going to do is just trim it. Get it through there. That's why sometimes working with a longer tail is beneficial. As you can see, that's it. You just wrap it around and tie it in the back. Now, this is where you can also put in a hair ponyo, or you can put in a clip of sorts. This is a lot of bulk. Now, if you want to cut down on the amount of bulk, you're going to want to thin out. And what I mean by that, and I'm going to struggle with it, but I will show it to you. What it means to cut out a lot of that bulk, the bulk that comes around here. So when you have your fabric here, this tail, you can go ahead, move your thing out of the way, and just cut this down. Thin this out. Okay, now you've got a thinner centerpiece. And there are some people who like the thinner centerpieces because, one, it knots better. You're still going to go in and you're going to fold this like that. And then you're just going to come up and around. Now, my finger, I'm going to wrap my finger right here. So it's at the base, so that when I wrap this around the back side of it, I have a place to know where I got to stick this piece of fabric. And as you can see, I struggled less with a thinner center, but it also helps when you're going to put like a French clip in there, so that this isn't so bulky. That's going to annoy me. Okay. But it now creates a much thinner center, so you don't have a lot of bulk. You could do that with the headbands too. It doesn't matter which one you do it for, as long as you have, this is all where this is supposed to be. Your center looks like the way it's supposed to be. You have this all tied in. You can glue this down if you wanted to. When you're done, you absolutely can glue that down. But there you go. That's it in a nutshell on making these bows. So whether it is a newborn bow or it's just a regular hair bow, super, super easy. Just go back through and go, you know what, let's not be like Nikki. Let's not overthink the process. But let me go over some finer details yet one more time for those who are just joining along with the bouncing ball. All right. Use cardboard if you want. I used chipboard, and it's 2 pieces. You can use wood. If you're going to be doing a lot of these, I encourage you to go get some MDF and cut them. All right. The width of your board is half of this number. So for newborn, you're going to cut your material 12 inches plus 20. Okay. The 12 inches happens to be the circumference of a baby's head. Okay. The 20 inches is for the bow and the tail. All right. So far, are you with me? Perfect. How wide do you make this board? Well, if this is 12 inches, you're going to go only 6 inches wide, because what makes that 12 inches is when you wrap it around. Okay. So there you go. That's how you get that. That's newborn. So write that down. A 6-inch wide bow. Material is 12 inches plus 20. For 0 to 6 months. Okay. So this is fresh out of the womb. This is fresh when they get home because they grow that quickly. All right. This is a 6.5-inch board. Okay. So you got 6.5 inches, and then your material is 13 plus 20, and that's for your 6 months, 0 to 6 months. Okay. This is your 7.5-inch board. All right. And the 7.5-inch board, you'll use your material is 15 plus 20, and this is for your 6 to 12 months. Finally, this is your child or toddler. You don't usually see them go for the head wrap bows much larger than that, but I will give you the dimensions for that one. So for your child, which is basically your toddler, pretty much up to like 3, 4, 5 years old, depending on the size of the child, it's going to be this is 8.25, right? 8.25 wide. And then you're going to have 16.5 plus 20. All right, that's to child. Now, if you were to make an adult size one, or for a larger child, you're going to measure your board at 9.25, and then your measurement is 18.5 plus 20. Okay, so the plus 20 is your bow plus the tail. This is the circumference size of the head. So yes, can a grown adult wear one of these? Yes, we can. If that's their thing, but most adults don't. Mostly you see these as children. Now for your bow itself, again, if you like a longer tail to start out with, cut your fabric 25 inches and then do this and then cut off your excess. You can do the 20 inches and then make your bow and then you have your tail. Thin out your tail. It goes around a lot easier for when you're going to use it as a head bow or for a bow. And that's it. That's all she wrote. That's all I've got for you at the end of the day. Let me see what everybody is saying. And I'm going to switch over my cameras. Just go to the comments real quick just to see what y'all are saying, making sure you guys got it. I think I'm done. Let me just switch over the camera and I'm going to go to the comment section, just wrap this up for you guys as best that I can. So there you go. Head wrap bows, you can actually offer a lot of different things. If you saw in my picture, my mock-up, like everybody says, can I be you when I grow up? Do you realize how long it took me to figure that out? It was a hot minute. So I like to offer holiday bundles. Why is that? Well, because you're going to get more bees with honey that way. They're going to be like, oh, I need the Halloween one. I need the Thanksgiving one. I need a Christmas one, right? You can also match Christmas pajamas. So if you, let's just say you get Christmas pajamas from like places like Love That Cotton, then you can take pictures of their fabric and press it or have it so that it matches. Maybe you have an embroidery design that you want to use. You want to kind of play off of that. You can now custom make them and match them. Best yet, you can make a mommy and me bow, basically for your toddler's doll, right? So you can make a little matching hair clip bow. You can make it smaller, make the bow smaller, the whole 9 yards. Play around with it because you know what? Little girls love to have their dolly and me, right? Dolly and me, mommy and me, whatever it may be. Maybe you want to do baby and big sister bows, right? You can literally customize all of it. It's really easy. I know I seem like to fumble over it, but again, you have to understand I make so many bows that they're mindless. Like I just do it. And now I have to try to explain it to you is can be somewhat difficult, but that's okay. We got through it, right? So make sure you go get your boards or get your card stock. Make sure it's heavy duty. Make sure if you're going to use chipboard, use 2 pieces. I use that just to show that you can use whatever's in your house, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to go spending more money on something else. We want to be able to put it in the goods that we offer. Can you sublimate both sides of it? Yes, you can. Should you? No, I really don't. The reason being is it's hidden. All of the backside of that is hidden. Why do we need to waste sublimation on the inside of that? We don't. So sublimate the outside of it. I go through, I cut all 10 yards of my fabric. I will sit for days, it seems like, and just cut them. So I have literally a stockpile of strips. I can make them into mini bows if I cut them in half or cut them down. I can make them into head wrap bows, whatever it may be. It's just whatever happens to work at that moment. They're great for gift baskets, all of that kind of stuff. And believe it or not, they make great present toppers because they can go ahead and use them later. Just a cute idea if you wanted one. So there you go. Sandy Troutman, where do you purchase it? The bullet material I purchase on my Amazon shop, Miss Beautiful Kim. It's in my Amazon shop. That's where you can find it. And that's where I happen to get it. You can go in through there at amazon.com/shop/the Sassy Subber. So you can head there. I'll leave that up there for y'all to look at. Yep. You can get it at Etsy. You can get it at Joann's, but I get it on Amazon. Yep. That's where I get it. I like that. I like to keep you on your toes. Of course you do. Let me just see. I can't find you on Amazon. Can you just pin the link? There you go. I hope that helps. I will put it in the comment section. Amazon.com/shop/the Sassy Subber. There you go. It's in the comment section. You'll be able to see it if you're on YouTube. So there you go. I need to start making bows for Addie. Yes, you do. I agree. There you go. There's your tutorial on head wrap bows. Again, thank you guys so much for watching me. I will be heading to South Carolina Saturday morning. I will be in South Carolina by 10 a.m. 10 a.m. I leave at 5:30 in the morning. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to my lives next week live from D&B Blessed Creations. I can't wait to get into her shop now that it's done and I get to go do what I love to do, and that's teach you guys different places all over the country. Until next time, I'll see you all nowhere on the flip side.